Former NFL player for the Minnesota Vikings, Jack Brewer. Jack, not everybody who plays in the NFL or other professional sports happen to be drafted. Were you lucky enough to be drafted back in the day?
Actually, I was the number 11 safety by Mel Kiper, and I watched 26 safeties get drafted before me. So I was one of the disappointed kids on draft day with all my family barbecuing and waiting for my name to be called. But I tell you what, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And it showed me how to persevere and overcome. And the NFL draft is just such an exciting day because you're watching literally families get changed. And you see, the fruit of so much labor from all of these athletes that are poured in their entire lives to make it on that stage. So I'm just so proud of President Trump, of this country, of the National Football League for being able to make this announcement today. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great event. I mean, I remember when this thing was kind of an obscure event. Then the ESPN started tracking a little bit. Now it's huge, and people really get into it. So it's good to see because, like I mentioned before, this is a football town. People don't realize Washington is really a football town. You just got to give them a little better team than we've had for a few years when Dan Snyder. Now you have new ownership. You got a great new quarterback. A new stadium coming. It's going to be great energy. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and maybe you can come down here. I don't remember where you live, Jack, but hopefully you can make it. It'll be quite the event.
Yeah, I'm down here in Florida, but I will be there. I can't wait. And I'll tell you something else. I think this is a unifying message to see President Trump stand there next to the Democratic mayor of Washington, D.C.,
I agree.
Who hadn't been a fan of his in the past, seeing him sit next to Roger Goodell, who he went back and forth with, politically, dealing with so many different issues. This is a new day in America. I think this is truly our golden age where you're seeing people unify again. American football, is our sport. Football is America's game. And so it should be bringing us together. The city of Washington should come together on Sundays again and start watching, more football. And I think having the NFL draft is just going to continue to be another catalyst for that unity that's coming across our nation.
Well put. I wanted to ask you also about something that happened last week. The president was down giving a speech at the University of Alabama and also talked to Nick Saban, the former coach, legendary coach for Alabama, who kind of stepped down. I don't know if he explicitly said it, but with the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, essentially there are payments going directly to football players, okay? So I saw this. Now, you and I are old enough, we didn't get paid in college. We got scholarships and everything, but didn't get paid until playing professionally. And now they get paid. It's like, that's actually when you want 6 years of eligibility, right? You can get paid and get an education. But it's gotten kind of out of control. And I went to University of Virginia. Virginia's basketball coach, who was superb, stepped down. He didn't want to have to deal with this NIL. I think Saban just didn't want to have to deal with it. You had the 4 number 1 seeds make it to the basketball finals. That almost never happens in college. And I wanted to get your thoughts. It sounds like the president is open to maybe making some changes. I mean, as you know, even in the NFL, there's some salary caps in most of the professional sports.
No question. And at the end of the day, this is not professional sports. And I think that's the difference. I encourage the president to go out and pass an executive order and require every sports league to allow any adult individual into their sport. Get rid of the age requirements. And then let's deal with the college ranks. College football is for college. You have to be a student athlete. You can't just be anyone off the streets and go play college football. So there should be parameters. Every college and university is receiving some sort of state or federal funding. These schools should not be able to leverage state and federal dollars when other students across the universities can't get access to this type of money. They need to put some limitations on it. You do not have to pay the kids just with cash. You can pay them through their health care benefits, long-term disabilities, and many of them have injuries. You can pay them in other ways by allowing them to continue to go on to college after they leave college sports. We all know college athletes don't have the time to pour into their education the way other students do. So give them extensions on the number of years that they can go to school. There's so many ways to pay college athletes. I wrote my dissertation on this over 25 years ago. We need to do a better job to maintain what we have established in college sports. Student athletes in America are very valuable. And so we don't want to have our athletes just focusing on money. I applaud President Trump. I'm offering my own services to help him with this executive order, with implementing this. I know this stuff. You know this stuff. Let's fix this issue before it continues to get out of hand.
Jack, I hope that he does take up your offer, because you just put into words so beautifully, so eloquently, what needs to be said about this. Should they get paid some money? Yes, let's make it realistic. But it's out of control. And I think the quality of the game, you don't know what team you're going to get this year. No matter who you're rooting for in college, there has to be some sort of incentive to stay where you are, to get the education. Like you said, some of these guys get hurt. I know I got hurt in I have a plate in my foot now from an injury I got back then. So, I mean, these guys, they have long-term situations, but you know what they also can have long-term? An education, like you said. And that should be the number one priority, because that is something of value beyond getting paid. Should they get paid? Yeah, but it has to be limited somehow, Jack. So I hope they take you up on that, because I think you've been there, you understand the issues, and this has to be dealt with. And I think it'll be better to watch also, because I don't know how you feel, Jack, because we got to go, but I still want the idea of the walk-on to get a chance. Right now, nobody's walking on to a team. You know, they're recruiting everywhere. That guy that just goes out, he's a tackling dummy during the season, you know, and maybe gets to play a few plays at the end of the year. That guy's not getting any shot nowadays.
Man, the student athlete experience is the American experience. President Trump, stand up for that. We need the Rudy stories to continue in our nation and not just completely be demolished because everything is based around the dollar. Education is also very valuable.
Absolutely. Jack Brewer, great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.